Hi, this is Ed, and today I'm going to show you how to do the Google's Files and Folders project. Start by logging in to your student email account. Make sure it's your student email account. Then go to your Google Apps icon and run your Google Drive. Once you're in Google Drive, you can see that up there. Two things you want to check. First one is that you are in the list view. Okay, this is a toggle. So you just need to change it until you can see all the details. Second thing to check is underneath your settings. Make sure you are not going to convert the files as you upload them. And this is all in the written instructions also. Okay, we're going to start in My Drive. Your drive is probably empty right now. That's okay. You can have other folders in there too, as long as you do this one correctly. We're going to start by selecting My Drive in the left navigation pane, and then over here in the middle pane we are going to right click and create a new folder. We're going to start with a folder called VVC, and because the word create is in blue, we don't have to point and click to it. You can just hit the enter key and create it. Underneath the VVC folder, and there's two ways to get there, you can double click VVC and it will open it up, or you can go to the flippy arrow underneath My Drive and it will open it up and show you. So per the instructions, we're going to keep creating our folders. Underneath VVC, we're going to create one for the semester. And then underneath the semester, we're going to create one for each of the classes that we have. For this project, all you need is your CIS 101 folder. But if you wanted to add other folders, you could, as long as you make sure the CIS 101 is viewing. Next, according to the instructions, we're going to keep making folders. Underneath the CIS 101 folder, we're going to create 5 more folders. 6 more folders, actually. Notice this is plural. Keep right-clicking, new folder. That one is singular. Now, if you make typos or misspellings, this one didn't catch the capitalization initially, but you can go back and you can edit this. You can right-click on it, but it won't give you the correct spelling like in your word processor. You'll have to manually go in and fix the spelling. I think there's supposed to be 2 L's in there. If you notice the misspelling after you've saved it, just go back, right-click on it, go to rename. Now it shows it's misspelled. Type in the correct spelling and continue. Okay, so here are the 6 folders that we need. We can come over here and we can click the arrow to look at all of these. Underneath the research project, well, again, that's the wrong name, isn't it? That's supposed to be called research paper. Make sure you catch all this stuff. Right-click it, rename it, and fix it. Underneath the research paper, there's supposed to be a folder there called research, where we actually save all of our research material that we download from the library's website. All right, now we're done with our folders, but one of the things we notice over here in the left navigation pane is we cannot see all of the names. We see ... but the column's not wide enough to see it all, so we need to grab it and make it wide enough to see all of it. You need to be careful as you make your screen, or certain parts of your screen, wider, that you don't narrow other parts. We need to see all 4 of these columns over here. So this is the first part of the project, which is to create our folder structure. Now, you should also have this on your home drive. Underneath your documents on your home drive, you should have a VVC folder. Underneath that, you should have a folder for each semester. Underneath that, you should have a folder for each class you have. Next week's project, we will be synchronizing this from our Google Drive down to our home computers. So that will take care of that step for you at that point. The next step now is to create the files that we need. We need to create some sample research paper files, and they are going to all be initially based on the MLA template file. So you can double click the template to open it. And again, per the instructions, if you wanted to update this, you could do that. You could put a due date or something, it doesn't matter. We're going to save this file 3 times. So you can go to File, Save As, or click the link to Save As. And the first one, and you should be saving this in your CIS 101 folder to start with, at least. It's going to be last name underscore, first name underscore, section number underscore, and this is going to be called research paper. Now, next thing we need to do is to change this to a DOCX. We're changing it to a DOCX because Google Docs does not recognize the ODT format that well. Most of the world uses Microsoft, so Google has standardized on recognizing Microsoft format. So we should be saving these as a Microsoft format. Go ahead and click Save. Then you can save this again, Save As, and instead of saving it as a research paper, this time save it as outline. And then hit Save to save. When you go back over here, you'll see your new files. For the outline, all we want is page 1. We need to delete the second page. So you can highlight everything here and then hit the backspace key until you are back on this page. We will eventually, for the outline, this will become outline. The outline uses a different style heading. It uses what's called a cover page, and that will be covered at the time that is due. But in the meantime, we can keep this as our outline and go ahead, as long as the name is correct up at the top, go ahead and save it. Right. Now we need to go back and start with our works cited, or even our research paper, doesn't matter, because the last file that we're going to save is going to be called last name, first name, section number, works cited. Now you notice down here I deleted the extension just because it was easier to highlight over it all and delete it. It doesn't matter because Save As type shows it will be recreated. So this is our works cited file. And for this one, we need to delete the first page. So highlight your first page, and instead of hitting the backspace key to delete, hit the other delete key that deletes in front of you to the right. Okay, we have one blank line there, which is actually a page feed. If we hit the delete to the right one more time, it should bring our works cited up. Now our works cited is our first and only page, and there's no header. Go ahead and save this file. So now we have our 3 files. Here are the 3 files that we need. Once we have these, we can select all of these by using the Control key to select them, or just dragging our mouse over them. Once we have these 3 files selected, you just want to grab them and drag them into your research paper folder. And then close this out. Once we've done that, you want to select the works cited. Make sure you can see the word works cited. Make sure there's no header up there. If you had uploaded the ODT version, the header would have been reactivated. Now the next thing to notice is you cannot see all the file names. It says ... So again, you have to make this wide enough to see everything, and sometimes that's a little bit tricky. If you make your browser window just a little bit bigger, you'll be able to see everything. And this is the image that you will be capturing to turn in. Run your snipping tool. Make a new snip. Start with this. Go all the way over. Okay. Want to make sure you can see this. Want to make sure this is correct. Make sure you have the Word version on, and make sure you can see the entire folder structure. This is now the completion. Save this file using the correct name as specified in the instructions, and then upload it at the bottom of the project instructions where it says submit or add submission. And that's it. Bye.